Hi, so Electrotech here, doing an unboxing and review of the Levetron Mech 4 gaming keyboard. So let's just take a quick look at the front of the box. The keyboard's to the side over there, as you can see outside of the frame. Let's just look at this. So a couple things that it says about it. So mechanical keys, it's got Cherry MX Black mechanical key switches, got a modular design, which I'll be talking about all this stuff in a little bit. Anti-ghosting, which is really nice to have on a gaming keyboard. And all these other features and things that gives you a quick overview of, but I'll be talking about all this in just a second here. So there's a quick picture of it. Alright, and now this is what is inside of that box. This is the original box that I had when I purchased it originally. That was like almost a year ago now, I think. So this is not exactly what it looks like when you get it, of course, because I've obviously opened this and used it and everything. But so here's the keyboard itself. Put that to the side just for a sec. We'll be talking about these things in a little bit. It's the add-on macro D-pad and the add-on number pad. There's not really much else on this, just kind of the inner box that comes inside there. Alright, so now let's start talking about the keyboard. So, Azio Levetron Mech 4 mechanical gaming keyboard. So, first thing you guys will kind of see about it, it's got a real industrial look to it. You know, it's got kind of this like Tonka sort of yellow stripes on the side, black and yellow. Really cool look, I think. I mean, that's one of the big reasons I got it. It's a nice looking keyboard, I think. It's real, big and bulky. As you can see, it's got these things on the side, this weaver rail here and such. And then it's got the Cherry MX Black key switches. So I'll give you an idea of what those sound like in a little bit. And so they have a 60-gram actuation force. So that means 60 grams of pressure is going to be needed from each finger to depress the key and actually make it be registered on your computer when you have it plugged in when you're typing. 60 grams of force, which is a lot more than a typical membrane keyboard key switch will require. And that's just something that comes with mechanical key switches, especially Cherry switches. A lot of them have a lot of actuation force. Blacks are a lot heavier than blues or reds, for instance. And it's a fully programmable key set here with the anti-ghosting, like it said on the box. So in the software suite, you can reconfigure every key on the entire keyboard to do whatever you want. So you can change the window key here to whatever you want. You can turn it off if you want. Make T, do some weird macro or something. You've got the 5 macro keys on the side here. And that's all done through the software that Azio includes with the keyboard, which is actually, it's a really nice software. So, as you can see, these weird things on the left and right side of the keyboard, I've never seen these before on keyboards. This is the modular thing that Azio has. That's what this guy is here. So what this does is you can put this on the left or right side of the keyboard to add on, number pad. It also has a really nice little calculator button here. So if you want, you can put this on the left side. It's really easy. You just open this. You can see it's got a USB port right there. So you take this, and then it'll make a nice click when you put it in. Slide that down, clicks into place real good. And it's a large keyboard. It really is quite large. But now you've got the number pad on the side here, and then take it off. It's got a little thing that you depress here. Slide that off. Press the other one. You can pull it right out, and you can put that on the right side if you want to. And then this guy right here is the macro D-pad. So this is a weaver rail here. So what you do, you slide this guy on right here. You can put it wherever you want over the function keys, and then you just take the USB that's attached to it and you plug it into one of the 2 available USB ports here. Plug that guy in, and then you can also use this to program to do whatever you want through the suite, through the software suite. So you've got 6 additional keys here. These are not mechanical. These are just membrane keys right here, just typical membrane keys. And for the remainder of this, we'll just put the let's put it on the typical side. Actually, I'm left-handed, so I would probably have it on the left, but let's just switch it on there, and there we go. So that's what the keyboard looks like when you've got all the attachments on. So it's got 5 programmable keys here on the left. It's 5 macro keys, and you see they say A1, B1, A2, B3, etc. So you can switch between 2 profiles. If you click A or B, that'll switch between the 2 different profiles that you can have through the program, the software program. So you can have 2 different macros for each button. So that's 10 programmable keys essentially if you use the switching utility there. and then the 6 keys here on the D-pad. So that's a lot of extra keys to do other things that you might want to do, and of course you can program all the other keys to do anything as well. And it also has a Windows on or off key right here, so when you have that plugged in, and I'll show you that in a second, you can click that and that'll turn off the Windows key, which is really nice if you're gaming or something, you don't want to accidentally be hitting that. And then it also has up here a volume knob, and this is also backlit. I'll show you in a sec. So you can turn this, and this is really nice to have just in general for changing the volume of everything when you're gaming. Just really quickly, if you're playing or something, you can just real quickly change that. If you need to be able to hear footsteps or whatever in Counter-Strike, something like that, you can just real quick turn it up. And like I showed you, just got the 2 pass-through ports, and those are powered with a secondary USB port here. So we've got the main one on this thick braided cable, really nice that the keyboard comes with. So the main one powers the keyboard itself, and then the second one powers the 2 pass-through ports and all the other jazz on it. So we can plug that in right here. I have an extension cable, and it'll show you what it looks like. So one of the lame things about this keyboard is it doesn't have a full backlit functionality to it. It only has the macro keys here are backlit, the Windows on-off key is backlit, as well as the volume knob. So I can turn this light off so you can see that a little more clearly. So you can see the backlighting that it has, the blue, looks really nice. It really does look good. It's a shame that it's not on the whole keyboard. It's one of the big downsides, in my opinion, to it. But I've had this for a while, like I said. I've had this for almost a year now, and I've used it a lot for gaming, Counter-Strike and such, StarCraft, a lot of that, TF2, all sorts of games, RTSs, FPSs, and everything. And it's been great for that. It really has been a great keyboard. So you can hear the key switches here. If I just do a little bit of typing. And these are also mechanical with the Cherry MX Black, as are all the other keys, including the macro keys, except for these D keys up here. And if you want to get an idea of what that sounds like compared to other keyboards, I've got up here an IBM Model M, as well as just a typical membrane keyboard. So here, with the Model M, and just a normal membrane keyboard. So they're definitely not the loudest Cherry keys that they have, mechanical keys, but they are really nice. They sound real good. And the keyboard itself feels really good. It's really well built. These just attachable hinges here are really heavy duty. You got really no flex to it at all. If you really yank on it, barely bends. It really is a well-built keyboard, and it's got a really nice functionality that I didn't know it had. It's actually water resistant. So one time I was just playing around and someone came in my room and just knocked over a full cup of water, right? Full cup of water, like 6 ounces, something like that. Fell right in the middle of the keyboard here. It didn't hit any of the electronics up here, but just right in the middle of the keyboard, and I just turned it over, kind of patted it, put a towel underneath, and real quickly, I just waited a couple minutes there and it got all the water out. Worked perfectly after that. It's been working real fine the whole time. So the back real quick here, see that it's got these 3 height adjustments. So you've got just standard flat, you've got kind of a typical height adjust here, so you can go up a normal amount, and then a full height adjust, which this is really nice. I like using this. If you like keyboards to be kind of high up like this, I'll show you what that's like. Really, it raises it a good bit as opposed to being down like that. And these are really hefty and well built as well. These are not going to break, and you can hear right there. It's also got these really nice grip pads here, so if the desk is wet or something for some reason, it's not going to move. Never moved when I was using it. Pretty heavy keyboard. It feels good, and it's a nice keyboard. It works really well. I bought this off Newegg about a year ago. It's priced at around $100 now. Around $100, a little bit less, a little bit more, depending on where you find it. I got it for I think $120 when it came out a while ago on Newegg. But it's a great keyboard. It works really well. There's nothing bad about it. There's a weird thing right here with the design. It has a large enter key, as opposed to a typical keyboard layout on the Model M. It's got a normal size enter key and a normal size backspace. But what this does is it reduces the size of the backspace, which some people really don't like this. I didn't like it at first, but got perfectly accustomed with it after typing on this keyboard for a couple hours even. It's really not that bad. And I like having a big enter key. It is useful. And besides that, I mean, it's a good keyboard. It's well built. It's priced at a good spot for mechanical keyboards. If you're willing to go a little bit higher, you know, 40, 50 bucks more, you can get much better LED keyboards. Start looking at Corsair or some of the Logitech keyboards even. And it's a nice keyboard, you know. It's been working well, and Azio Levetron Mech 4. It's nice if you're looking for a mechanical keyboard that's cheaper than most that are on the market, and you're okay with Cherry MX Blacks. I like them. I think they're really good. Then go for the Levetron Mech 4, and there's a Levetron Mech 5 that's out now as well. I believe it has red LEDs instead and has a couple more features and functionality to it. But thanks for watching, and if you liked the video, please leave a like, leave a dislike, leave a comment. If you got something to ask, I'll get back to those as soon as I can. If you like all my videos, if you enjoy them all, please subscribe. Really appreciate that. So thanks for watching.